Pope Francis put his humility on display during his first day as pontiff Thursday, stopping by his hotel to pick up his luggage and pay the bill himself in a decidedly different style of papacy than his tradition-minded predecessor, who tended to stay ensconced in the frescoed halls of the Vatican. The break from Benedict XVI's pontificate was evident even in Francis' wardrobe choices. He kept the simple pectoral cross of his days as bishop and eschewed the red cape that Benedict wore when he was presented to the world for the first time in 2005, choosing instead the simple white cassock of the papacy. The difference in style was a sign of Francis' belief that the Catholic Church needs to be at one with the people it serves and not imposing its message on a society that often doesn't want to hear it, Francis' authorized biographer, Sergio Rubin, said in an interview Thursday with the Associated Press. "It seems to me for now what is certain is it's a great change of style, which for us isn't a small thing," Rubin said, recalling how the former Cardinal Jorge Bergoglio would celebrate masses with ex-prostitutes in Buenos Aires. "He believes the church has to go to the streets," he said, "to express this closeness of the church and this accompaniment with the people who suffered." Pope Francis began his first morning as pontiff by praying Thursday at Rome's main basilica dedicated to the Virgin Mary, a day after cardinals elected him the first pope from the Americas in a bid to revive the Catholic Church in crisis and give it a preacher with a humble touch. Francis began his first day as pope making an early morning visit in a simple Vatican car to a Roman basilica dedicated to the Virgin Mary and prayed before an icon of the Madonna. The former Archbishop of Buenos Aires, Cardinal Jorge Bergoglio, entered the St. Mary Major Basilica through a side entrance just after 8 a.m. 0700 GMT and left about 30 minutes later. He had told the crowd of some 100,000 people packed in rain-soaked St. Peter's Square just after his election that he intended to pray Friday to the Madonna that she may watch over all of Rome. Francis spoke by phone with Benedict on Wednesday, soon after he was elected. The visit to Castel Gandolfo will be significant because Benedict's resignation has raised concerns about potential power conflicts emerging from the peculiar situation of having a reigning pope and a retired one. Francis was expected to give a private mass with his cardinals in the Sistine Chapel at 5 p.m. Rome time, on Thursday 12 p.m. Eastern. On Friday morning, he is to welcome and address the cardinals in the Vatican's Clementine Hall. The new pope's official inauguration as Bishop of Rome will take place in St. Peter's Square on Saturday. One of the largest questions looming on the minds of Vatican watchers on Thursday morning is who Francis will pick as his Secretary of State, the number 2 position at the Vatican. The position was held under Benedict by the powerful Italian Cardinal Tarcisio Bertone. Bertone was considered a staunch traditionalist member of the Curia, the defender of the Church as secretive Rome-based bureaucracy and a man who impeded reform. Francis' own background is not that of a Vatican insider, but rather a member of the Jesuit order, the fiercely independent branch of the Church devoted to running teaching institutions and social programs, reports CBS News correspondent Mark Phillips. Yet, until now, Pope Francis' conservative views on birth control, homosexuality and women's role in the Church have not made him popular with his relatively progressive Jesuit brothers. "He's no great friend to the Curia," says Phillips. Wednesday evening, at 7:06 p.m. in Rome, white smoke billowed from the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel, the first indication that 114 cardinals had elected Francis to lead the 1.2 million-strong Church in an unusually quick conclave. Francis, the first Jesuit pope, first pope from the Americas, and first non-European since the Middle Ages, decided to call himself Francis after St. Francis of Assisi, the humble friar who dedicated his life to helping the poor.